What a weird Monday. Good morning, YouTube, and good morning, TikTok. You are watching Live with LWL, Lindsay with Love, and today is Monday, February 3rd, 2025. Welcome to the show. If you are new here, I am somebody who speaks energy, and I will help you reprogram your subconscious mind so you can break free from all the limiting beliefs that your lovely parents and teachers and whoever else gave you from the ages of -0 to 7. So we can actually win at life, step into our empowerment, and create our realities, because that is what you came here to do in this lifetime. Good morning, VIP Catherine. TikTok wouldn't tell me that you were on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. That's why I said, if you're new here, can you give a bunch of likes? Because I think that might help. Mountain Mama, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the likes. We are that where girl. Sorry, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the likes. Stephanie's in the house, Jill is in the house. If you guys are planning, VIP Sarah, Sarah on YouTube is in the house. If you guys plan on sticking around for the show and you're new here, specifically new here, please say hello. People are coming and going. I'm going to help you reprogram your subconscious mind, and I'd like to say hello to everybody that's here and new, specifically if you're new, because I think it's a cool place to spend your time. I will help you win if you allow me to. And that's the big caveat with any energy work, is if the client is ready and willing, right? I have worked with people that we got to a certain point and they weren't ready to take that next step in their evolution, so we had to part ways. It is what it is, right? Not everybody's ready to really step into their extraordinary life, and some people just stay in their comfort zone. Average, mediocre. We're not that. You're not that, so welcome. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for saying hi. Mountain Mama, thank you for all the likes. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get on with the show. Did I miss anybody sneaking in? Where are my VIPs at? They must be still sleeping. All right. On a Monday morning. Yeah, sorry I'm a little bit late to the show, you guys. I had so many ideas come through my brain. I did a very beautiful transcendental meditation this morning for about 25 minutes, and it was really kind of challenging for me to drop in. I felt like there was a lot of chatter in my brain that I was really trying to release. Now, kind of normal on a Monday morning because I'm ready and raring to go after a couple of days off on the weekends. And so I was thinking a lot about like what I'm going to do today for my business and blah, 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 blah. And I don't judge my meditations, but I didn't feel like it was like the best meditation out there that I've ever had. And so I was kind of like, oh, okay. So I got up, I got my steps in, I listened to some YouTube information, and then all of a sudden it's time for me to go live. And all of these ideas start pouring into my brain for TikTok ideas, content creation ideas, to really help people understand how energy works. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to get them all down in my notes before I came live with you. That is one of my biggest rules of life. When inspiration hits my brain, it must go somewhere. If I cannot create it right then and there, it has got to go somewhere so that I don't forget. Because we'll forget, right? We'll forget. So welcome to the chat. Thanks for everybody for being here, and let's get on with the show. I think today we'll talk a little bit about, it's kind of like a manifestation conversation, but it's going to be a little bit more than that. And so I don't want to just call it manifesting, but at the end of the day, we are talking about manifesting. My brain goes just as fast. Yeah, I have a quick brain. I have a very quick brain. I like it. I think it's a superpower of mine to have such a fast brain. And also, I found it interesting. I saw a YouTube video once of a woman, and she was like just talking about, I don't know, I think content or whatever. And she was like, you know, people give me feedback that I talk too fast. And she was like, and at first I tried to talk slower, but then I realized that talking fast is part of my personality. And it's very hard to change my personality to talk slower. She's like, so you can just put it at 0.75. And I was like, go girl, I like that. Yeah, I can think for everyone it feels like sometimes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, pattern recognition, right? I can finish almost anybody's sentence before they say it, but I have to just be patient. I say, okay, let this person get it out and say what they want to say. I've been trying so hard to start meditating. My mind never shuts up. Jamie says, well, Jamie, give yourself some credit, because the intention with meditation is just as powerful as the meditation itself. Quo, a group of high-density beings channeled through LWL research for many years, told us in a channeling, this group of high-density beings told us that people that have an intention of meditating are still more empowered and more aligned from an energetic perspective than the people that never try. So don't worry about it. Isn't that a relief? So when you have the intention of meditating and you lie down to do it, sometimes you're going to drop right in and it's going to be so beautiful and it's going to be just like your body's floating in the ethers and you're getting messages and pictures and ideas. And other times it's like, okay, first I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do that and then I'm going to do this and then I'm going to, and they say, wait, I'm supposed to be meditating. Shh, shh, quiet, right? So permission is granted to not judge your meditations and trust that having the intention is just as powerful. So have the intention, sit down and do it. And even if it's 10 minutes a day, you're still winning. You're still 10 steps ahead, right? Yeah, exactly. It's okay. Your intention to do it is the key. VIP Catherine says, go on. Okay, so this morning, you know Grandpa Bob Proctor, the world's grandpa, the grandpa of the universe. I saw a quick YouTube video about him this morning, or he was talking, and I'm going to listen when he talks. There's a couple people that when they talk, your girl is listening. Grandpa Bob, Abraham Hicks, Dolores Cannon. I'm listening. My ears are turned on. I'm not multitasking. I'm not checking my TikTok account. I'm listening because they have such knowledge and they're so wise. And they've made brilliant lives for themselves, which means that their knowledge is doable, number one, and like the proof is in the pudding, number two. I don't listen to people that say something that don't have what I want, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm very mindful about who I take my advice from and listen to. Chelsea says, you caught my attention. Please say those two first names. I'll say all three because I can't remember what order I said them in. Bob Proctor, brilliant man. He's passed now. So is Dolores Cannon, brilliant woman, also passed. But we can call them Grandma and Grandpa Bob and tap into their energy at any time. And Abraham Hicks. So Esther Hicks, who technically her name is Esther Hicks, but she channels a high density being called Abraham. So Abraham Hicks, that's like their dynamic duo name. RD Runner, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Chelsea's in the house. Thank you for the follow, Chelsea. All right, let's go. So he was talking about manifesting as he does, and he understands manifesting because he's created his reality exactly how he desires it to be, and quite successful. Almost everybody I think in the world knows of Bob Proctor. Maybe you've heard the name, maybe you don't know about him or what he talks about, but you know probably the name. You're like, Bob Proctor, that sounds familiar. I would say. I can't make that blanket statement, but I would guess. So it goes very nicely with the conversations we have, specifically as it relates to us manifesting, because I teach you to be the actor in your own life, the VIP, the star of the show, the MVP. You just won a Grammy or an Oscar. That excites you. You are the star. You're the main character. So you got to tap into your main character energy. And this conversation, I can't even remember what it was called. It was some YouTube video, quick 15 minutes, just enough to get my attention and keep it and then have me moving on my way. Anywhere between like 8 to 15 minutes, I think is like perfect for human attention span on YouTube anyway. And the title was something catchy, so I wanted to click it, right? Kind of clickbaity. Like, listen to this every day. This is what I would do if I were you, kind of a vibe. But I fell for it just because I know Bob Proctor is brilliant. So I listened, and he starts off with, most people are extras in their own movie. Most people are extras in their own movie. You're sitting on the sidelines of your life. You're idolizing somebody else. Oh my gosh, they're so good at what they do. They're so amazing. They're so talented. Da 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 da. You're giving your beautiful, powerful energy to that person. Instead of starting to reprogram your brain that says, if one person on this planet, you only need one, by the way, if one person on this planet does what I desire to do in my heart, then I know I can do it. Oh, you guys, my second house is ruled by Leo, and so is my third house. It's called a duplicated sign, and part of my creativity in this lifetime is to be a little bit dramatic and expressive. So here I am doing it. All right. Wow, that was deep. Well, Esmeralda, welcome to the show. Usually on Mondays we kind of go this way. I just start off with a banger on a Monday. So I'm like, we're not waiting for Monday. Well, technically I don't go live for Saturday and Sunday, so we do kind of have to wait for Monday. But every day is like a Monday for me. I'm like, we're just going for it, right? So he says that you need to be the star of your movie, right? So for those of you that are not new here, you've been hanging out with me, you know at the end of our manifestation kind of routine at the end of the show every day, we go in on the fourth step and we visualize our reality. But I always tell you, we're not visualizing, we're not watching a movie of ourselves, we are acting it out. And so we're moving our bodies, we're answering the phone, we're holding our dog, we're opening the door, whatever it is. And we use our body parts and we actually act it out. So I thought that's a very beautiful confirmation, right? And he said that you need to be the star of the show, number one, but you also have to have a little bit of an ego. I thought this is very nice to hear, because when you step into your empowerment, you are going to have people that call you selfish, likely, that say you have an ego, you're egotistical, whatever those things are that they want to say. Remember that people project their fears onto you, so you don't have to accept that in. And he says, this is not to say you should have a big ego or an ego problem, but you do need to have a confidence, an unbothered state of being to really become the star of your own show. Also, I think personally that you can really care about other people from the bottom of your heart without caring about their every single move, every single minute of every single day. I care deeply about my best friends. I care deeply about my family, about my partner. But I'm not checking their social media every single minute. Why? Because I'm creating my own reality. I don't have time for that, right? This isn't to say I don't support them when I see them. Hey girl, da 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 da, right? Not many of my friends are like really on social media like that, but you can care for people without like being all up in their biz and like 24/7 kind of watching them. Also, nobody is paying attention to your life as much as you are. Not a single soul. For the most part. Yep, write your own fairy tale your own way. I love that, Esmeralda. Yeah, beautiful. So he says you have to require a strong enough ego to want to win. I call it winning at life, but not an ego problem. And it reminded me of something I did this weekend. I've been pushing my own comfort zone and finding ways to speak the truth with compassion. Speak the truth from an energetic perspective with compassion. And so when I write a TikTok, I'm like toying with the words, I'm kind of rearranging, I'm trying to be direct, but also mindful not to send low energy out or negative vibes out. And I created, my last post was about how the universe is abundant for all. I don't think anybody's stealing from anybody else. I think there's enough money to go around. There's enough love and respect and compassion and fulfillment and joy for every single soul on this planet. So it's a limiting belief in my mind to believe that somebody is stealing my piece of the pie. I don't believe that. My money is mine, yours is yours. And somebody wrote a comment saying, I've been wanting to say this, but I'm too nervous for people to start coming at me. And I wrote back to that person, I was like, say what you need to say. And trust that what you say will resonate with the right people. And trust that you are protected. And trust that you're unbothered. If somebody comes to me and says, that is so ridiculous that you would ever say that, then I would say, oh, clearly that person has a limiting belief around money and abundance. And I would say, I can respect your perspective. And that would be or I would likely not reply. It would just depend on the energy of the comment. And so I think what Bob Proctor is trying to say in this Be the Star of Your Own Show, have a strong enough ego but not an ego problem, is are you strong enough in your own convictions and beliefs that you can keep marching forward even when people might be coming at you, even when naysayers might be saying that's impossible. Oh, you're too old for that. You're too young for that. How are you ever going to do that? Right? There's got to be some conviction and some strength behind you being the star of your own show. And you can do it in a very kind way, in a very passionate way, in a very humble way, while you still create your reality, a very balanced way, right? Jamie, I worry about my ego versus my mental state. I think that's been the hardest. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. If you'd like to expand, go ahead, but you don't have to. All right, so what do you guys think about that? Are you like, I think I can step into the MVP of the show? I think about like when I used to play soccer back in the day, or basketball, right? And there's a team, and so sometimes you have to sit on the bench, and then sometimes you get to play the game. Because everyone, you know, especially in high school sports, I live from a small town, they want everybody to have a chance, and blah, 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 blah. I think that's healthy in a sense, but also like, okay, whatever. And so it's like, put yourself in the game. Like, don't sit on the bench. You're not on the bench. You're in the game. You're playing. And you're not just in the game, by the way. You are the point guard. You are the striker. You are the quarterback. You are, like, whatever the most coveted position is in the game that you're playing, you are that. And to you, right? So maybe if you played soccer, you'd be like, well, I think the goalie is the best position. Then be the goalie. If you think the striker is the best position, then be the striker. Whatever, right? Whatever. Sassy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. Oh, I see, Jamie. Like, trying to decide that I'm a main character and that I'm worth that. Yep, a lot of people have that same issue. So don't worry, you are worth it. You came to this lifetime worthy. It's just that you've kind of probably been programmed to believe you're not. You've been knocked down along the way, blah, 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 blah. Life experiences, right? But you are worthy. And so that's a reprogramming. Yep. But you're aware. So every time that you step into the main character energy and it feels a little off, a little bit strange because you haven't done it quite often, you just keep practicing every day, right? And the practice all of a sudden is like, oh, I actually am creating my reality. Miss Lockhart, thank you for the gift. How come I'm not seeing any of these gifts come through? It's so weird. I'm receiving notifications that I get gifts, but no, I don't see any gifts happening. So that is so weird, but thank you guys. Start a new goal. Oh, I see. Huh, I don't know. So TikTok's kind of acting squirrely ever since the whole like shut down, start up again. That's okay. I don't mind. I'm not here for the gifts. I'm here to help you win at life. The gifts are a nice energetic exchange though. Hair in Motion, Texas. I think you're back. I think I've seen you here before, so welcome back. Thanks for being here. Bananas Witch, welcome to the chat. That's a fun name. Okay, so let's see. Then he goes on to say, to become the star of the show, you must decide what it is you want. So I will work with clients and I'm like, so they can tell me what they don't want, what's not working for them in their lives. And I'm like, what do you want? What actually do you want? And then it's kind of like, oh, I've never thought about that, right? We've also been programmed at a very young age to not share what it is we want. Or we say what we want at the grocery store and the mom is like, you can't have that. Or you're at, I don't know, like when I was little, we didn't really get to go shopping. I'm from a very small town, but it would be like, you can't, like, no, we're not getting toys or whatever, right? So you would say what you want, but you'd be shut down. And so you kind of got used to not saying what it is you want. Or with this day and age, it's so selfish to want something. Heaven forbid you're an individual that has a desire in your heart, right? Well, permission is granted to want something, and you have to decide what it is you want. Because how will you get to the frequency match of what it is you want without being able to say what it is you want? How's that gonna happen, right? Good morning, yes, back, love your content. Well, thanks for being here, thanks for coming back. How will you frequency match yourself to what it is you want if you can't even declare what it is you want? Now, you can know what you want and also be too afraid to admit it. So if you know what you want, that's the first step. Step number 2 is admit it. You don't have to admit it to the world, you can admit it to yourself. And step 3, if you admit it to yourself and you feel guilt or shame or selfishness or whatever low vibrations you feel around it, that's where you need to start working on that belief. Right? It's okay, it's safe for me, I am allowed to desire this. I mean, assuming it's healthy for everybody. For the good of all and the harm of none, right? For the good of all and the harm of none. So he says, you must decide what you want and become the director of your own movie. Right? Because if you don't know what you want, how will you be able to make the moves or act in a way, truly act, move about in a way that is a match to what it is you desire? So if you're on the sidelines of your own life, other people are directing your movie. Your boss, maybe your partner, your kids, whoever. A lot of people have all those directors in their lives, but they forget that they're the one to be directing. And also, this is not to say that you just release all of your responsibilities, because it's part of what you're doing now. But say, for example, you worked at a job you absolutely hated. This is my life example. I hated this job. So one day I decided to take matters into my own hands. I sat there and I said, what do I love? What do I really love? And I said, clothes, fashion, and numbers. I have a math degree, I have a finance degree. I like numbers. And so I Googled, I was like, what can I do with clothes and numbers? And fashion buyer came up. Okay, how do I become a fashion buyer? Okay, you go to fashion school. What fashion schools are there in Los Angeles, California? FIT'em, open house, 2 days from now. Okay, so I go to the open house. So this isn't to say that I quit my job willy-nilly because I couldn't. That wasn't going to be good for me. But it is to say that I started to figure out ways to make my life better through aligned actions while releasing myself from the things I do not like, right? And it doesn't have to be like a hard stop. It can be like I'm releasing myself slowly from this as I transition into this, okay? Sparrow, you match the frequency to the thing you want to manifest first by understanding your energy, second by learning your limiting beliefs. A lot of people think that it's just as simple as like matching a frequency, but most people, it's more than that. It is releasing the limiting beliefs. So rather than saying I need to match my frequency, I would ask myself, what limiting beliefs do I have around this that I want, that I need to release? Because that's really what it is. You are reprogramming, right? So that's the way I would look at that. And it also gives you something to work toward, right? Because like, well, I think I'm matching my frequency to millions of dollars. How come it's not here yet, right? Versus, I wonder if I have deep subconscious programming from the ages of before I was even conceived, by the way. There is studies around genetics and how genetics start to take shape for a baby before they're even conceived. This is wild information. Before I was even conceived, what were my parents doing? What were they talking about? How were they acting? And then from 0 to 7 years old. And I'm not going to go super far into it, but I'm very excited to help many of you through a new program that I'll be launching soon. I have to do some testing first, and then I'll be ready to go. Okay, so he goes on to say that it's hard to figure out what we want because we're really not encouraged to share what we want. And we talked about that a little bit. So he says that, let's see. So he gives an example of a friend he has. Yes, VIP Catherine, our DNA does, but it's actually genes and it's actually greater than that. It's like cell membranes. And it happens even, yeah, okay. I'm not gonna go into all the science of it now, but yeah, it's wild. Like mind-blowing wild. What the heck? So I think it's quite interesting. I think you could get a lot of information around how you're programmed. And then, yeah, oh yeah, okay. Yep, exactly. And then once you know how you're programmed, you can start to reprogram. So super powerful information. So he says that he has a friend that called him up one day. He says his friend was like, I want to win another Oscar. I don't know who, or Grammy. I'm not sure, you guys. I don't follow Hollywood stuff. I don't even know the difference, but he wanted to win another trophy. How about that? He wanted to win another trophy. And he sent a picture. He already had one trophy. And he sent a selfie to Bob, and he's like, I want another one of these. And Bob was like, okay, well, this is what you're meant to do. Rather than send me a picture with one, which indicates one trophy, take a picture with the trophy in one hand and the trophy in the other hand, the same trophy. Then Photoshop yourself with both trophies and carry that picture around with you 24/7. Look at that picture and constantly focus in on it. Grandpa Bob says, Bob Proctor says, that you can program your subconscious through imaging, right? This is not new information. Joe Dispenza says the same thing. Almost every single spiritual person says the same thing. I'm actually running my own programs on it, experiments on it now. And he says that the idea is that the picture must move into form. He says that it's an absolute law. This is an absolute energetic law because the subconscious is totally deductive with no originating capacity. What does that actually mean? It means that the subconscious has no ability to change anything. It's being programmed. So when you think about your subconscious mind, which controls your whole life, it is a program. You have entered code, or somebody has, your parents, likely from 0 to 7, or whoever you spent a lot of time with, has entered code, and that code is just working. You learned how to drive by driving. You had to get so many hours of driving hours for your driver's license, likely. Right? And now you can drive without really thinking about it. You glance on your rearview mirror once in a while, you slow down when the brake lights are coming, you turn your blinker on, hopefully, because you are telling people what you're doing so you don't cause crashes, right? It's subconscious programming. You successfully programmed yourself to learn how to drive. That's all it is, it's code. So if you can code yourself, which you can, then wouldn't you start coding yourself to the most positive things that you desire? So he says that whatever you put in comes into form. And it's funny because, oh, did I miss? Okay, we'll talk about that later. So it's interesting because I was talking to my friend. I have some ecom friends from around the world from an old business group I was in, and we still stay in contact. And I love it because one is in Ireland, one of the guys is in New Zealand, one of the guys is here in the US with me, and we just, every once in a while, we're just like, hey, how's business? What's going on? What did you learn? And it's a really fun place to spend my time. We give each other insights and tips and tricks. So I'm like, I was telling them, I'm like, from an energetic perspective, we're all going to win if we just stay consistent. Just keep staying consistent, trust that it's on its way. We know that anything worth doing requires consistency. If you want to have a better body, you need to stay consistent in the gym. If you want to have better health, you need to stay consistent with eating the proper things and consuming the right things. If you want, and exercising and all those things. If you want more money, you need to be consistent at promoting your businesses. You need to be consistent at gaining better skills, blah, 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 at promoting yourself, blah, 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 right? Consistency is the key. And so I was like, that's just how you manifest. Just stay consistent and trust it's on its way. And my friend in New Zealand was like, it's funny that you say that, because my daughter found like a fake $1 million bill at a fair they were at. She picked it up off the ground. She's a little girl. And she gave it to her dad. And at first he said, I was going to throw it away. I thought about just throwing it away. But then I thought, why not give this manifesting idea a try? He said he put it in his wallet. It is the best business month he has had since he started his business, I think 10 years ago. What is he doing? He's programming his subconscious mind to believe that he has millions of dollars in his wallet. And it doesn't have to be real money. It can be fake. It doesn't have to be real, right? It's a program. It is a photo. It's a visualization of sorts. Guadalupe Lazzarini, I think. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Danielle, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Scotty, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. So I thought that was kind of fun because my friend was just texting me this last night, and then I heard this morning, and I was like, well, that's a nice two to make it true. I'm going to text him after this and say, hey, Grandpa Bob told me that you're doing exactly what you're meant to do, and give him some confirmation. So let's see what else. He says that the goal is the most important part of this. So once again, kind of taking it back to, you need to know what it is you want. Right? You have got to know. And by the way, you probably want more money. Everybody does. It's like the most shameful thing to say, supposedly, in our society, but every single person probably wants more, I would say. Even multimillionaires and billionaires, they want more. That's why they keep building and creating. So like, allow it to be what it is. It's not really the money you're after anyway. It's the freedom that it provides you. It's the stability. Well, I wouldn't say stability. It's the freedom, right? That's what you're after. So be cool with like desiring what you want. Really, truly. Divine Creations, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Michelle, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. He then briefly, very, very briefly, I'm talking like a couple of sentences, talks about time. He says we all have the same amount of time in a day, and it's really about what are you doing with your time. So I'm not going to get into like crazy time blocking and time hacks. I will say that you can bend time, you can extend it out, and you can make it smaller or like shorten it. You can actually work with time. Time is an energy, so are you. So you can work with it, but you have to just believe you can first and foremost, and then start practicing. And you can also do many things to become more efficient in life. When I started to create efficiencies in my life was when I really started to take off. So for example, this is such a silly one, but right now, while I'm chatting with you, I am getting a lot of my supplements that I would take every day. Right now, I'm drinking it while I'm talking with you. It's a silly efficiency, but it's there. It's not like I'm just sitting at the table doing nothing, drinking my spirulina, collagen, whatever drink, right? So I'm multitasking here. Then I have underneath my robe a heating pack on top of like a castor oil wrap every single Monday through Friday when I'm live with you. It's very silly, but I'm being very efficient. I'm spreading my knowledge with you. I'm empowering you, hopefully, reminding you how powerful you are to really create your reality, while simultaneously creating my own. Part of my health routine. So find ways to be really efficient. It's really powerful when you can become efficient. And you'll notice that the efficiencies are not in the same zone. So I'm not talking to you while I'm like writing an astrology report. I'm doing some spiritual work here. I'm doing some physical work here, energy work here, right? Off camera, I'm running an experiment with my coffee mug. So I'm actually doing multiple kind of efficiency kind of hacks. And I was right, I wanted to share this experiment on the 7th of February because it was going to be 30 full days. But now I realize that half of the experiment was kind of altered because I didn't keep everything the same except for this part of the experiment. So now I kind of feel like I need to keep running it, but let's see what happens. I might do like I did this for half the time and then now just this, and then I'll run it maybe for another 2 weeks. Diane, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. So where can you find efficiencies in your life? It's really important because that's how you're going to start to win. Yesterday was 2-2. I felt it was an important day in the universe and energy. What do you feel about yesterday? Yesterday I had a great day. I didn't really think much of the fact that it was 2-2. I had a really great day though yesterday. I went to a very beautiful park and took a nice long walk with my man and my dog. And it was really nice to get outside and enjoy the sunshine. So Bob Proctor goes on to say that universal laws cannot be changed by man, yet they govern us. So wouldn't it be wise of you to learn them? I think I'll probably do like a universal laws series on my TikTok channel because people need to know these laws. And by the way, the law of attraction is not a main law, it's a secondary law. Everybody wants to talk about the law of attraction, but they forget about the law of vibration, which rules the law of attraction. So he says there's an absolute law. Ooh, VIP Catherine says, yes, I love that. Okay, let me write it down. See, here I am. I will stop anything I'm doing when an idea hits to write it down. And so here I am. Actually, here's my this week to-do list, and I'm going to write it down. Law of Attraction series. Go, girl. All right. He says that there's an absolute law that energy will always move into form. Always. It's the perpetual transmutation of energy. One of the first laws of the universe. So back to this idea that if somebody else can do it, if only one person on this planet can do it, then that means you can do it too. Why is that? Well, think about it. We're all made from the same source energy. So we're all energy just compiled differently, right? So if their energy can do it, so can yours. And all you need to figure out is how to become the frequency match to what it is you desire. And we'll take it even further because Sparrow asked in the comments, well, how do I become a frequency match? Well, we've got to figure out what you believe currently. Start there. So we talk about how the law of attraction, which states like attracts like. Everybody knows law of attraction, especially if you're a spiritual being. You're like, oh, the law of attraction, law of attraction. Like attracts like. Well, what does that actually mean? What does like attracts like mean? It means that you are vibrating at a certain frequency and the thing that you desire is too. So what is the underlying law of the law of attraction? The law of vibration. Another main law of the universe. Everything is always moving. Empower her wellness. I like that. Empower her wellness. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. So when people get mad when I say things like, we can cure our body heals us, we heal ourselves. You can heal yourself from any disease. People get mad when I say that. And I'm like, but one person did it. It takes one person. One. And if one person can do it, that means every single person can do it. What do you believe? What do you believe? Because your beliefs very much dictate your reality. Energy is always moving and can't be stopped. Go on, my friend. So then he goes on to say, I'm going to finish this very final comment and then maybe we'll open up for like some questions, comments. You guys are really quiet in the chat. I guess you're really into it. You must be focused. Can you guys throw some likes my way? Help a sister out. I'm at D2. Likes would be good. Some heartbeats would be good if you can. And then if you guys have questions or if you want to drop in some comments, thank you. Oh, Simply Space, you're taking notes. Oh, for those of you that are new here, I should have prefaced by saying I am live on YouTube at the same time. So you can always catch my replays. So if you want to go rewatch, and if you want to put it at 2 times, if I don't talk fast enough for you already. Oh, you're working and listening, Jamie. Okay, no worries. Bex, you snuck in on me again. VIP Jules, I didn't know you were here either. You guys are multitasking. Look at you, taking notes. Okay, for those of you that are taking notes, you can watch me on replay at Lindsay with Love. Sorry, at I am Lindsay with Love on YouTube. So if you go over to YouTube, search at I am Lindsay with Love, and if you could just subscribe while you're there, that would be very beneficial for all of us. I would appreciate that as a little energetic exchange. But you can go back for months now and watch all my shows. It's like a little podcast I've got going on. A podcast of sorts. Arco Show says on YouTube, she's totally into it. She's quiet because she's totally into it. Everyone's just like, tell us more. Okay, no worries, you guys. I'm just making sure some of you are awake over there. All right. Let's keep going. The final thing I love, Bex is always sneaking in on me. I feel like I missed a lot of people coming in because I was like trying to figure out, I was managing some technology when I first logged on. I have really great lighting today, so I think I'm going to do some filming. It's super cloudy and foggy here. All right, so finally, the last thing he says, which I absolutely love, which is going to probably tick some of you off, okay? But hear me out, and hear me out for real, because I remember thinking, oh, we'll go into that in a second. He says, if you think you understand this information. Simply Space says, going to make this part of my morning routine and do my face exercises. Perfect. That's perfect. While I'm taking a shower, I do a lymphatic drainage and a big affirmation routine in the shower. So I'm like, okay, lymphatic drainage, getting my energy moving, getting the lymph moving, affirmations, cleansing my aura, my energetic body, and my physical body. Boom, 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 all in the shower, right? Also on YouTube to give views. Thank you for that, Bex. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my YouTube is going very quickly. I'm so happy. It's exponential. But yes, to get some watch hours and some followers, subscribers on YouTube would be good. Okay, so he says, if you think you understand this information, so a lot of you are like, yeah, Lindsay, this is what you've already told us, or I've already learned this through some other avenue, or my own intuition, like obviously, right? And you think you are implementing it, he says, check your results. Check your results. He says, if the results aren't there, don't get mad. If the results aren't there, he says, it's not yet a paradigm of yours. So when he says the word paradigm, he basically is saying it's not yet a program in your subconscious. Now, it's not that bad of a thing, right? Because the beauty is that you know that the more you program, the more you write the code, eventually it'll catch on. We just learned all that. Energy is always in motion. It must come to you. So if you're doing the work and the results are not quite there yet, don't be upset about it. Just say, okay, I know that's indicative for me that I need to continue to code myself. I need to continue to program my subconscious. And it's okay. So every day I will decide that I'm programming my subconscious for this exact thing, the goal I desire. I'll do it one time because one time is enough. I will have the faith that if I do this every single day, eventually the code will turn on, right? And the code turns on and then it comes into form. So he says, constantly check your results. If you think that you're really on the right path. Now, I know this feeling. I remember being in what I called the void. I didn't know if there was a term for it. And then I heard somebody say the void about spirituality in a different way. I'm going to make a TikTok video about that as well. And a YouTube short and all those things. It's going to go on all the platforms, right? But what I thought the void was for a long time was knowing the knowledge without it working. Like, I'm like, okay, well, I know, intellectually I get this. Like, I resonate with it. It makes sense to me in my mind. It's like, but it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. And all that was, for me, was releasing my limiting beliefs around money that I was programmed with at a very young age. Still to this day, my mom talks to me about money. Still to this day, I tell my mom, the universe is abundant for everybody. Don't worry. Don't worry, Mom. Release it. You don't have to think about it anymore. So it's still programming that I'm constantly still blocking at this point, resisting. But I know the frustration. For probably 3 years, I worked on programming my subconscious to abundance. And it took effort, consistent effort. I did the same thing with my insecurities. I did the same thing with my jealousy. I did the same thing with my own worth or lack of it. I did the same thing with my low self-esteem, my low self-confidence, all of it. So you can code yourself differently, reprogram your subconscious mind. I will help you do it if you hang out with me long enough and trust that I can help you and follow through with the things that I offer to you. But you're going to be the one that does it, not me. And it takes faith and it takes a trust that you can in fact reprogram yourself. And science is there. There's not tons of books being written yet, but I've found enough of them that science is there. So if you're one of those people that says, well, but the science says, well, the science is actually changing its tune. So there you go, right? Catherine, VIP Catherine says to Simply Space, yes, Lindsay's lives are my weekday routine and helps me tremendously. Ah, thank you for that. Lupe, thank you for the love. I appreciate it. I'm seeing that you guys are doing gifter badges, but there's nothing. Like, I don't know what's going on. Hello, TikTok, something squirrely. So I lived in the void for 2.5 years. A lot of the void is going to happen when you know the knowledge, but you don't implement it. Remember Florence Scovel Shin taught us in the Game of Life and How to Play It? She said that the greatest suffering comes when you have spiritual knowledge, but you don't implement. And you don't implement for a variety of reasons. One, your ego's still in control. Two, you have family and people around you that are calling you crazy. You've changed. Oh my gosh, you're not the same person anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Fear. I mean, there's a billion reasons you could say, I'm not changing. But if you have the knowledge and you don't make a new choice, it ultimately is self-sabotage. And you have to decide if you're okay with sabotaging yourself or not. And that's really what it boils down to from an energetic perspective. Science for the Public is behind by 10 years. Oh, more than that, I think. But yeah, I agree. Way behind. And it will come out eventually. Assuming we continue to fight for our own freedom of speech, right? Which most people don't even like to be able... Most people are like uncomfortable even saying what they want to say. So I'm like, oh, there you go. Yes, my family thinks I'm crazy. Well, Lupe, let them. My family thought I was crazy at first too, and I'm living like literally my best life. So I'm like, well, riddle me that. You think I'm crazy, but I'm literally so happy, so fulfilled, healthy, wealthy, prosperous, joyful, all the things, doing the job I've always wanted to, the work I've always wanted to do in the world. Like, the proof is you walking your talk and being the inspiration for others. Yeah, exactly. You got it. All right, so we've got to manifest and we've got to get on the energetic wave. Are we good on the conversation? I think that was a really great conversation, you guys. Everyone's good? Everyone's happy? No qualms? All right, I like that. I like that. If you are new here, get out your journals. If you are new here, get out your journals. If you're not new here, get out your journals as well. Everybody, everybody get up. We are going to do the manifesting routine that was taught to us by Dr. James Doty. Thank you for the heart me, Emma 1111. I like that number. By Dr. James Doty. He's a neurosurgeon who has proven that the body does change energy when manifesting, leaving the sympathetic system and entering into the parasympathetic, I think, from fear to love in non-science jargon, because I don't really like all the science words. This is not my vibe. But I also recognize that a lot of people require the proof, so I get that. So when we first started doing this, thank you, Brandy, for the heart me. I appreciate that. So when we first started doing this back in November, on November 5th, I was manifesting 20 million followers on TikTok. I feel so silly even asking for 20 million followers anymore because I just know that my TikTok is going to go the way it's meant to go, and I'm going to get what I want. And so I stopped manifesting that on January 21st. But from November 5th to January 21st, I received over 8,000 followers on TikTok. So around 4,000 followers a month for the 2 months that I was doing this. Not bad. Not bad, I would say. Pretty good, right? I went from like around what? Actually 18.5 thousand to 26,000 or something like that. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not mad about that. Anna's mom, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. So then I switched over and now we're manifesting YouTube. Thank you, Emma. I appreciate that. Caitlin, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. So now I'm manifesting subscribers interacting on my lives on YouTube. I was like, well, now that we've got TikTok going, we'll switch to another platform and focus on that, okay? By the way, I don't want these subscribers and followers from an ego perspective. It is because the more people that I can touch and remind how powerful they are, that means more people will live a very happy and fulfilled life. And the more people that live a happy and fulfilled and prosperous and healthy life, the higher we raise the frequency of the earth. We help heal our collective. We help heal the earth. And that's my mission, is to raise the frequency of the planet. And it just happens to be that this is how I'm doing it at this time. Okay? So if you're new here, pick something. And it can be something, I mean, of course, am I getting something in return for the work I do in the world? Yes, of course. That's called an even energetic exchange, and that's something that you're all worthy of. So when I get 20 million followers, I will be getting paid probably a lot of money on TikTok, if that's how it continues on, right? How the platform continues, or YouTube, whatever. So I will get an energetic exchange in the form of money, currency, current, energetic currency, right? And that's okay, that's allowed. In fact, I would question people that say that they're super spiritual and don't have the abundance they desire, or not right away, right? Because they're reprogramming their subconscious. But after a while, it would make sense that you have more abundance, the more connected and in tune and understanding of the laws that you are, right? It makes sense. So let's not have limiting beliefs around our own abundance. Pick what it is you desire. I'm going to read mine out loud. So step 1 is to write your desires. He says write it out. I say add in the senses, because when you add in your senses, it's going to help us in step 4, act it out. We talked about earlier that we have to be the star of our show, and you act your show out. You don't watch it on the movie screen. You're not watching yourself. You are it. You're doing it. Other people are watching you, right? And you're inspiring them to do this for themselves as well. Well, Lupe, you are new. Yes, I know that. And Spirit brought you here. Well, I love that. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for participating as well. So step 1, he says, is write it out, add in your emotions. I'm going to say mine out loud while I write it so you understand what I'm talking about when I say not emotions, senses. So I start off by saying I vividly see. I'm already seeing with my eyes what I'm doing. I vividly see 1,000 subscribers or more. I don't want to limit myself, so or more, interacting with me on YouTube Live. And I feel, now I feel, sense number 2, I feel so fulfilled that so many people are experiencing their empowerment and abundance. In my last one I said, and I could hear, the last one I did, I said, I vividly see 20 million followers or more on my TikTok. And I feel so proud and excited as I share this with my partner, and I can hear him say how proud he is of me to keep going, babe, and how I'll be at 40 million in no time. So I added in hearing. The more senses you can do, the better, especially when you're first starting off on this work. But once you get the hang of it, you might not even have to add in the senses. It's just where are you at in the journey? And remember, every single person's journey is different. So although we're all made from the same source energy, we're all on our own unique journeys. And that's the beauty of it all, right? User 55445291257507. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. If you need help writing this out, please drop it in. If you need help adding your senses, drop yours in. If you're brave enough, drop it in. Step 2 is to read it silently to yourself. Step 3 is to read it out loud. So I'm going to read it silently, and then I'm not going to read it out loud because I already did. But you read it silently and then read it out loud. By the way, this process is free for everyone on Mondays and Tuesdays. After this, we're going to get on the energetic wave where I set you on a very strong, high vibrational frequency. So I do these 2 things at the end of every single show. Mondays and Tuesdays, it's a free-for-all. Wednesdays through Fridays, it's a VIP only, subscriber only, so you can subscribe. I think actually the subscribe button is down here somewhere. It's like a little star, I think. I don't know. You can subscribe for $4.99 a month to my channel, and Wednesdays through Fridays, it's a subscriber only. So it's a special sweet treat for subscribers. Lindsay, thank you for the follow. Great name. Great spelling, too. Oh, wait, it's an EY. I'm an AY, but still great name. Different spelling. Yours is still nice as well. My parents wanted to be different and name me after Lindsay Wagner. She's an AY, I think. All right, step 4 Get your hand chakras going. Now, Dr. James Doty says all you have to do, he's a neurosurgeon, he proves we manifest. He says all you have to do is put your hands in prayer at your heart center. Now, I like to get the energy involved. We are energy. So turn your energy on, right? Get going. So you have chakras that are energy wheels in your hands, which is why people have healing hands. Everybody does, not just special people, every single person. So turn them on. Then put your hands to your heart. That's what I like to do. I like to put my hands to my heart. Now you can put your hands like this too, whatever you want, whatever vibes for you. And you close your eyes. When we close our eyes, we cut out 90-ish% of the sensory that we take in. So that's very powerful. So we can really tap into our acting skills. And I'd say breathe in. Let's activate the heart chakra. So breathing in through the nose, taking in the air through the heart. See if you can bring the air in through the heart. Now we know physically it's going through the nose, but can you breathe into your heart space? And on the exhale through the nose, can you breathe out of your heart space? Can you breathe into your heart space and out of your heart space? It's called heart breathing. If you're interested in this, you can check it out, heartmathinstitute.org. Researchers who have measured the electricity that our heart, electromagnetic fields that our heart gives off. It's very powerful information. Take it to the back. Breathe into the back of the heart chakra. Breathe out through the nose, through the back of the heart chakra. Breathe into the heart chakra. Breathe out of the heart chakra. On the next inhale through the back, we breathe in and we pretend we have a flower blooming, and you make the petals as big as you can. Maybe your petals reach past the room you're sitting in, past the city that you're living in, past the universe, past the cosmos, the planets. Maybe they hit the central sun, and then the exhale, you bring in gently, gently these petals of the flower, kind of closing them up. Bringing your attention back to the front of the chakra system, to the heart. Breathing into the heart chakra from the front, opening these petals big, 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 wide, wide, wide. Making yourself energetically big. Most people are not comfortable with being big, being seen, so make yourself big. This is your time. And gently close it. And now you're acting out the scene of your life. What is your scene? My scene is that I have 1,000 people chatting with me live on YouTube. That's a lot of people in a chat room interacting at once. 1,000 people all talking to me, typing in, talking to each other. And so what I'm doing is calling my girl Anne. I picked her name. I don't know why, it just came to me. She's probably going to be named Anne, which is just hilarious. And I'm like, Anne, how is the moderation going? She's my moderation manager. So her whole job is Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's moderating the chat. She has hired a team. Right now there's, I think, 3 people on the team. Maybe there's 2. I can't remember where I left off. And after every call, we check in for a minute or 2. How did it go? She says, this is what we did. This is what I want to try next time. It was great. You could do this better, blah, blah, blah. And I say, thanks, Anne. Like, I really appreciate your help. I appreciate you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And that's my scene. I'm holding the phone talking to my friend Anne. What are you doing? It doesn't have to be that you're sitting at your computer watching your YouTube subscribers chat to you. You could have a whole different scene that is indicating that you have manifested what it is you desire. Maybe you're calling your friend on the phone and you're like, girl, you are not going to believe this news. I just did XYZ. Like, maybe you're telling somebody, you know, whatever it is for you. Took my hands off my heart chakra, but they usually stay there. But then I start acting, so. And that's it. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. Heartmathinstitute.org, yeah. They've measured the energy of the heart past 10 feet in humans. People that are really focused in on their energy. The key to the game of life is knowing your energy. The interesting part is every single person's energy is configured differently, which makes it, that's the fun of it. So if you're interested in learning your energy through me, I do offer an entire birth chart analysis report called the Know Thyself Birth Chart Report. It is pages. The last one I wrote was 45 plus pages. I think 50 pages it ended up being. Pages of information about you and your energy. Once you learn it, you need to clear out your energetic system. I teach you that inside the Unleash Your Manifesting Power course. I help you activate and align every single chakra in your body. It turns on your manifesting power. And now you have the potential and the ability to create your reality exactly how you desire it to be. And VIP Catherine, thank you for that help there. All right, everyone's good on that? So if you plan on hanging around or if you enjoyed this show, you might want to click the follow button up here. That would be great. Mondays and Tuesdays, we do this together. We manifest together and we get on the energetic wave, which we're going to do now. So stick around for 2 more minutes. If you're interested in working with me in any capacity, check out lindsaywithlove.com. If you're on a spiritual awakening and you need spiritual friends, you're looking for guidance, join the Cosmic Collective. The second you enter, you get access to a daily Discord. The second you enter, you get access to multiple 8 months worth of spiritual lessons. You get access to replays for group energy healings. I took them on an Akashic record journey the other month, which was very powerful. You'll get access to that, along with spiritual Q&As and resources and discounts for being a member of that collective. And if you're interested in manifesting, oh, Cosmic Collective members, by the way, before I forget, we have a meeting tomorrow night. I think 8 p.m. tomorrow. Somebody remind me. I wrote it in the Discord. I sent you an email, so FYI, tomorrow we're meeting up. I think it's 8 p.m. tomorrow night. I don't have my calendar handy next to me. Yep, that's true. Catherine says, VIP Catherine says, so glad you're here. If you found us, you vibe with us. Yeah, whoever finds this channel, there's a reason you found it. It's because you resonate with the information. VIP Catherine says yes. Okay, 8 p.m. Okay, thanks, Catherine. You're on it today. Okay, so let's get on the energetic wave, you guys. 8 p.m. Perfect. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to join in the Cosmic Collective, we have a spiritual Q&A tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on Zoom, where you get to interact with me and the members of the group. It is a powerful place to spend your time. And when you recognize that we're energetically connected, the people you spend your most time with is how you're going to turn out. So if you want to emulate my life, if you're inspired by the way that I live, you would want to be connected with me. That's how it works. I'm not going to let you fail, but I also recognize that some people do resist their own empowerment. So I will help you reprogram your subconscious mind if you allow it. But I'm not the boss of you, right? You have free will. Hair in Motion Texas, thank you for the follow. Miss Kimberly, thank you for the follow. Let's get on the energetic wave, you guys, and we're going to call it a day. And I will see you guys. Most of you all see on Discord. Some of you all see on Discord. I've got lots of powerful TikToks that I'm getting ready to create today. So please stick around. Check my channel every single day. I'm posting something new, and it's all about reprogramming and limiting beliefs and energy work, some astrology, all around your awareness. When you learn yourself, you will win at life, but you've got to learn yourself first. All right, let's do the damn thing. Close our eyes, breathing in through the nose, belly nice and full, reset breaths. Letting it out of the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. Letting it go. One more deep breath in. Letting it go. Those are called reset breaths. You can do them at any moment in time when you're feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, whatever it is. Feeling yourself slipping into a lower vibration, it will reset your energy. Now, maybe you're thinking about something you learned today through my show, and you're like, I really want to implement that in my life. Maybe you're ready to release a limiting belief that you just realized you're holding on to that's blocking you from your abundance or your fulfillment or your love or your joy or whatever. Maybe you're ready to do a little bit more manifesting with me and take what you just wrote down and make it bigger and bolder and better. Think of that thing, whatever it is for you. Repeating out loud if you can, only silently if you must, because the words you speak do have very serious powers. So say them with conviction from your solar plexus chakra and intention and love from your heart chakra. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big, showing me your teethers. My little doggy has teethers. If you're new here, she is so precious. And you're happy that you're manifesting, which is why you're smiling. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big, showing me your teethers. You're happy, you're creating your best reality. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. And now you take that thought, that visualization, that feeling, that idea, and you breathe it in and you pull this energy up, 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 up the chakra system, giving it to God, Source, Universe, Creator out of the crown chakra. So God, Source, Universe, Creator can understand what the heck we are co-creating together. And on the exhale, you bring the idea, the vision, the thought, the feeling down, 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 down the chakra system, where it lands in your root chakra at the base of your spine. And if you work with your energy, you can circle it in a clockwise fashion to the present moment. One more time, breathing in, I'm doing it with you. Pulling the idea, giving it out of the crown, making it big, having God, Source, Universe, Creator feel the idea, understand it, see your vision. And on the exhale, you're bringing it down the chakra system, where you are cementing it in a clockwise fashion to your root. Good, you guys. One more time, I am strong, and I can do this. So you smile big and show me your teethers. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. Woo! That was a better one. You're on the energetic wave, my friends. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Cher, thank you for the follow. Alice says, I feel so drawn to your energy. Thanks for sharing it with us. Anytime, my friend. Come back. Hang out every single day. Make sure to hit the follow button. You might want to check out my services and all my offerings at lindsaywithlove.com. I've got a whole website. Mel, you're in the house. I didn't even see you sneak in. Hey, Mel. Have a great weekend, or have a great Monday, Jules. VIP Jules, you too. You're welcome, Holly. All right, you guys. Once again, if you're interested in hanging out with me more, join the Cosmic Collective. It's the best place to be. If you're not ready for the Cosmic Collective and you just want to dip your big toe in, you could join the Manifesting Club for only $11 a month. We're manifesting together on the full moon and the new moon of every single month for only $11. It's live on Zoom. It's a very powerful place to spend your time as well. It's kind of like the get the big toe wet in Lindsay's world, and then you'll want to join the Manifesting or the Cosmic Collective after that. If you are super curious about your energy and what your biggest, baddest energies are in this lifetime, then get one of your astrology reports. There's multiple ones to choose from. You can choose from the Fast Money Report, Your Soul's Purpose, Wake Up and Win, which is helping you understand consistencies and finding discipline in your life so you can actually win at life, or you can go for the gusto and get the whole report, 50 plus pages at this point for most people. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. For those that are inside the Cosmic Collective, I'll see you on Discord, and I'll see you guys all back here tomorrow. Bye. Goodbye, my YouTubers. Have a great day.